This is the way back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro's Star Wars The Vintage Collection, the Armorer from the Mandalorian Disney Plus series. This is the card that she comes on. As you can see here, it's traditional Vintage Collections card back. On the top left, we have recommended ages 4 and above. On the top right, we have tricking hazard small parts not for children under age of 3 years of age. In the center top, we have Star Wars The Mandalorian logo. Just below that, we have the Armorer name peel. And on the far right, we have a nice image of the Armorer from the series. And just below that, on the bottom right, we have the Kenner logo. Here on the left, we have the Armorer action figure inside the packaging. These are done in 1/18 scale or your 3.75 to 4-inch figures. Pretty nice looking card. Has like that orange tint to the photo of the Armorer there, from all the heat in that forging room that she's in, I guess. If that's what it's called. On the reverse side, this is VC179 on the top right. The top half of the card does show some other figures that are currently available in this about this time frame. You have the current wave and the previous wave here on the top half of the card. We have the Vintage Collection logo. The bottom half of the card is just small print of company information, legal information, warnings, in different languages. Here is the actual UPC that helps you find this figure. Disney logo, Hasbro logo. For me, I was not able to find any Mandalorian action figures in the store. I have been on pre-order since pre-orders went up for this figure. And so that's how I got mine. And I think my pre-order for where I ordered from was $14.99. So just a buck and maybe a buck and a half more than what I would pay for at Walmart or so. It's worth it, and running to Walmart or Target 50,000 times hoping to find, an action figure. So it came through for me this time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the action figure outside the packaging. Here we have some kind of product insert. It's probably garbage. Yep, it's legal crap nobody cares about. The figure inside the clamshell. Doesn't seem to be any rubber bands on the figure. There is tape on the accessories, so I'd be very careful taking those out. Let's see what we can do here. We don't want to bend or stress the plastic on those small parts, because those are pretty small. So take your X-Acto knife very carefully and just cut that free. That way we're not fighting the plastic and damaging our accessory. And of course the tape gets stuck to it. Okay, we got one of them. And this one here doesn't look like it has tape. It looks like it might be just pushed through. Yeah. So take out the top part of the hammer first. And let's see if we can get her out of there. Yep, there we go. Get her all situated here so we can maybe take a look at her. It does feel very tight. Let's take a look at that head sculpt. Very cool. Still like a copper with some wash on it here on the bottom. You can see the black visor. It's like it's definitely seen some battle. Paint is not like perfectly copper, or it could have been gold at one time. It's been worn down. nicely done. She has a metallic, like a very metallic red chest plate. Gray shirt. She has some red straps from her shoulders on her arms and here on her forearms. And then she has brown gloves. Almost look from like the Hoff gloves. She has a waist skirt. Some pretty nice detailing right on her belt. There's some silver, some copper, some silver here, some black. Then we have the tan underneath of behind the belt. Gray pants, brown boots, and that metallic deep red here band around her boot and on her foot, the tip of her foot there, maybe like steel toes, for example. And on the back of here, some nice sculpt work on her back of her fur. I don't know what you want to call it. Fur poncho. I don't know what you want to call it, but pretty nice. This has a black with some brown over it to bring out the furry look. Back of her waist skirt here kind of looks really cool. Almost gives you a black and brown, like a leathery look to it. Pretty nice. It is split up the side on both sides. Spikes on a helmet is, there's theories out there that saying that like she was part of the Darth Maul from the Clone Wars when he was the leader of Mandalore. That's why she has the horns on her helmet. And so we're not entirely sure if that's going to come to pass after, in the upcoming seasons of The Mandalorian, or if that's just her design. There's a lot of theories out there for the design of her helmet. Very nice looking figure. For articulation, her head is on a ball joint. It rotates 360. She does look down. She looks up. Back to center. Side to side. Pretty nice. What you looking at? This back piece here is glued on. It does not come off. So that's definitely going to hinder your articulation for your arms. That's nice. Yeah, so that's definitely glued on. So her arms will go up this far because of that back piece. That one that far. Just has a little more fur hanging over her shoulder. Wow, this is stiff. I can't raise them up. I'm not going to force it because I want to break her. So I won't be able to replace her. So you can definitely, it's on a ball joint. You can see the arms are, and they probably do raise up out this way. But I'm going to probably have to heat her up here. But for all purposes, video, that's probably the best you're going to get for right now. I want to take a better look at her arms to make sure that, they're not going to get broken. You can see here she does have a elbow swivel. That's on both arms. She has a bendable elbow. Get you better than 90 degrees. That's nice, right? I want to get you 90. Let's take a look at those wrists. They do rotate 360. Yep, on both of them. Looks like we have a up and down like this on this arm. But the joint's so tight, I can't get it to work. But you can see the hinge right in there. And this one here looks to be the same. You can see right inside there's a hinge. So it will go up and down also. She does have a swivel here, just below her chest armor, all the way around 360. Just a little bit of a nav crunch. much more side to side. You can see she does have the assembly in the Sculpt for almost like a perfect sitting, but because of her skirt here, we're not going to get to utilize that a whole lot. And for some reason, her legs do not want to move, so they are stiff. But you can see the articulation there. Probably have to spin this leg like this and bring it out, but it is super stiff. So, but that's there. Her knees looks to be single jointed knee. Get you a 90-degree bend. Yep. Okay. So her feet do have a pivot down. And not much of an up. They do rotate 360. Well, maybe do they? I don't think, well, yeah, they do. Gotta bring the heel. This is gonna look weird. I don't know why you would want that, but it's there if you want. So her legs kind of look like their knees are bowed inward a little bit. Maybe it's from the plastic, or you see that here? Maybe it's just the way you have to, get her situated when she's out of the package. So let's take a look at her accessories. Her accessories is a forging hammer. It's all gray plastic. Hammer on one end. We have a flat piece on the other end. For forging, maybe she flips it around for different purposes. Then she has a pair of very large gripping plowers, whatever they want. I'm not sure what the official stalwart name for these are, or forging tongs, whatever they want to call them. Let's see how well she holds them. On the hammer, it kind of gets thinner up here and it gets a little thicker, the diameter of the handle. So if you move it down, it's more loose here at the top. But as you pull it towards the bottom, it gets a tad bit tighter. I think it's like you can't even see it to the naked eye, but you can feel it. See it fall through. But it's kind of tighter down there. But that's how she looks with that. Very cool. And second on, we have a pair of these forging clamps, plowers. It's a softer plastic, so you can actually kind of close them a tad bit. Don't worry about stress, not too much more out. Like I wouldn't go any further out than what it's set at, because you can start to feel its stress. But it's very flexible on the inbound. And these are definitely thicker handles than the hammer. She can hold it with two hands. It's a little bit of a struggle getting one hand to keep one tong in and the other one in. There we go. Well, for some reason it keeps wanting to let go. I know if you guys haven't seen the first season of The Mandalorian, so I'm going to say spoilers alert. Just for a second here. She does use those tongs to stomp some stormtroopers into the ground with in the forging room. So you may be able to recreate that with some stormtroopers. You know, it'd be nice to get a playset for the Mandalorian in the forging room where she was, you know, making some of the beskar armor for Mando. She does stand pretty good. Overall, it's not a bad figure. It's a decent figure. What you would expect from the sculpt, you know, for the articulation. You know, a little bit of hindrance from this back fur piece and her waist skirt, which is becoming very common with some of these designs, even like the Moff Gideon there. But so far, I think this is the 6th figures that's been released for the Mandalorian TV show in the 1/18 scale vintage collection. There is the 5 right there. The 3 different Mandalorians, the Cara Dune, and the Moff Gideon. There are other ones coming in the near future this year, like Grief Karga, Quill, I believe. And we are going to get Grogu in his little pod, his initial white beat up pod. And then if you guys ordered the got in on the HasLab for the Razor Crest, that would be the other piece that's going to be available to my current recollection. So these are definitely figures that are highly sought after, but you know, getting a whole lot from the series, since we're in the 2 seasons, and this is what we got released as of right now. 5 figures. I'm sorry, 6 figures. So let's do some comparisons. Here is the very first release to the Mandalorian from season 1. You can see he is a bit taller than the Armorer. She's a bit shorter. Very cool. Just for fun. Here's the Armorer with Grogu. He's very small. Here she is with the, I believe this beskar armor Mandalorian is in the same wave as the Armorer. And you could get Captain Rex, Moff Gideon, Darth Vader from the Rogue One, I believe. Best I can remember. That looks pretty good together. I guess she would be a smaller character too, because she is a female, and not trying to be sexist, but you know, Mando is probably a bit taller than she is. She doesn't look like very, very bulky. She's definitely very skilled character. Here she is with another female character, Cara Dune, and they average about the same height. Looking pretty sweet. Here she is with the Walmart exclusive Din Djarin. He is definitely taller than she is. Here she is with this is a Rogue One Stormtrooper. I don't have any from the Mandalorian. Okay. And lastly, we'll take a look at her with Moff Gideon. Very nice. Just want to bring it up in this video. I did a little heads up video for Cara Dune here. Hasbro is no longer making Cara Dune products for the foreseeable future because of the actress has made some social media issues. I'm not judging one way or the other. I'm just bringing it up for one sole purpose, is if you don't have a Cardoon and you're holding out, it's not that you shouldn't hold out any longer. It's up to you. But anything that's Cardoon is probably going to skyrocket in price and going to become super rare due to the Hasbro stopping figures. Please look for that video. I made a short video explaining a little bit more than I'm telling you now about it, but you're going to want to, if you do want to collect these figures, you're going to want to check that out and make your best decisions what's right for you. I'm not going to get into what she said, this is a collector's channel. This is where you come to forget about politics in life and enjoy your collection. You can look that up on your own. I just want to give you a heads up for the last time. If you haven't picked up, you do like the Cardoon figure and the Cardoon character, not necessarily have to like the actress or whatever she's done, but this is a collector's channel. So just as a heads up, that's it. And we're gonna digress from that, and we'll take one last look at the armorer. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you have, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are finding everything you want in 2021. If things are tough, I wish you guys happy hunting. Good luck. And hopefully, they look at this and maybe UPC will help you find her. But best thing I advise you guys as, find one of your favorite retailers. Just get your pre-order in, because the place I got her from, I got my ship notification, and then I check it every day, that website, and it's still pre-order. It's never hit in stock. So they're shipping them as they get them, and if you're watching the website for in stock, you're never going to know. So that's some advice too for having inside for my subscribers. So please like and share the video, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we're going to see you in our next review.